Alright, we're in this summer major. It's in Monday's qualifying round. I have been sicker than a dog the last few days, so haven't posted any videos, haven't played these holes much. I've seen, I think, 8 of the 9 holes. The only hole I have hit several times is hole number 1, and there is a max overpower hook shot that you can do from over here. The wind is blowing, I believe, in the tournament this way, so this is going to be a great shot out here. It's going to give you the wind coming in with a short iron if you use a big ball. So if you come out here with a lower power ball, you're going to, hold on. So if you come out here with a lower power ball, you're going to end up probably being in your long iron range, but if you bring a bigger power ball, you're going to be in your short iron range, and that's a much better deal. It'll probably be a max long iron, so know your numbers. I'm going to try this max overpower hook shot because you can get out in here and you can get closer where you're in a minimum short iron range. Now you are going to be dealing with a side wind, but if you can get, I'm curious, it looks like there's enough depth down in here. If you get the setup out here right, you could bring a 4 power ball, and it looks like you could get way up in here, but I haven't had, I've been trying to tighten, so it's got 2 side spin, and I don't want to really go off of that number very much. I'm playing in my upper level account here just to try it out, because I've got a better selection of balls. But what I was doing over here in this spot right here with the max overpower hook is I was my blue ring off at rest. Well, while it's stretched out in power, somewhere in the blue ring range, you'll have to dial that in for your club. So depending on what level club you have and what ball you bring, you're going to have to dial that in. But as a starting point, I started off with my ball guide right along here with a 3 power ball, and just barely missed over here. So the next time I came, I set up on my blue ring, and I came out into this area. So I think if we want to get the depth down in here, we're probably going to be somewhere in like 2.5 rings off. Take out the wind to see how far we can get out here. I'm curious, like I said, to do this with a 4 power ball just to see what the deal is. So here we go. Let's go pick some clubs. I'm going to take, this is a pure practice round, so I'm not, so if you're watching these videos hoping for demo shots, you know, as the videos go along, it's all about trying to figure out what club and what ball to bring on the drive, and then see where I'm at with for my next shot, to see what club I should be bringing. So today it's all about figuring out where the red lines are. So I'm going to take a combo here. I've got an accurate bag that's got a sniper in it, and I've got a extra mile bag with a guardian, and I've got an extra mile bag with a big dog. Some of these holes look like they're pretty far away. So let's see, 4 power balls here. What are my options? I think that's a low wind. Liberty balls, 5 power ball. I don't think a 5 power ball, I think a 5 power ball might be too much. Those are low wind. That's low wind. 5 power. That's that anniversary ball is a Kingmaker lookalike. I don't want to bring this. I think this is a 3 side spin. Really don't want to waste those. That's another 3 side spin. 5 power. Don't want to waste my Kingmaker X's. I don't know if I have. I just want to try it one time with a 4 power ball just to see what it looks like. That is the stuff right there. Alright, I'll bring it tight. Let's see here. You know, looking at that hole, the deal is if I can get out here and I'm in my, if the wind is blowing in this direction, if I could get out there with a 4 power ball, I know, like I've hit this several times. When I was up here, I was out here and I was about mid short iron. I changed it. I came out into this range. I was out here. I was in more towards minimum short iron. But taking out the wind on a side angle versus taking out the wind when it's tailwind, it is easier to get a short iron shot in when it's tailwind. I'm gonna try this shot out here. Just let me do the max overpower hook. These are the type of holes that if I could get on in one with a 4 power ball, and I'm almost positive there's not enough room down here to bring in a 5 power ball. Let me look at my balls one more time. Let's look at the 5 power balls. I think there's just way too much distance on a 5 power ball. I'm going to overshoot and end up down in the rough. So I'm going to bring a Titan, and I'm going to take my Accurate bag. We'll start off with it. Let's make sure. Backbone. Take my Accurate bag. We'll do the layup shot over there. Alright, here we go. Practice hole number 1. See if I go first. Maybe. T-Mac goes first. If you're doing a layup over here, if you're doing a layup shot, I would go to the right. Even if you ended up way down in here and you tried to put it down in there and you didn't try and make it over, the deal is you got a much better run up at the pin, and with the way the wind's blowing, it should be blowing the same way on our second shot, so we're going to have pure tailwind. That'll make this definitely a makeable shot. With a side wind, even if we got over to the other side, it's just very difficult to adjust out for a side wind versus a tailwind. Yeah, let's see, it might be easier to do the bounce over. I'll do about 2.5 top spin. 3.9. Do that as about a 4, just a titch over 4. I'm going to do a little over adjustment. It looks like it's downhill, so I'm going to over adjust that just a little. Hitting it perfect. Let's see if that top spin works. These types of shots are all about top spin. It's all about setting it up right. Now it's all about where we're at in our club. So the goal, if we're going out there, is to make sure that we're in short iron. So my opponent's brought a 1 power ball, and they're in their long iron. They're right at the transition. So we're going to be forward of that quite a bit. So we should be in our max short iron range. My short iron hits 1.1, 1.9, 2.2. So if it's in max range, it's at 1.1. I demoed this. There's a playlist set up. I just did a right at it. And I prefer to use this club with just a little bit of backspin. Okay, so it's 1.1 per ring, so there's 2, 2. That leaves me 6 or 5. So we're about 2.5 rings. Nice and easy. Hitting it great to the right. The thing I don't like about that spot is I would rather take that shot with my short iron than with my long iron. I have less faith, because there at that spot, it's going to be your minimum long iron range. So it's the most accurate part of the long iron. So if you bring a backbone, it's going to be in the most accurate part of the backbone. But I would prefer to take that with my short iron. So I either need to get that drive farther up in there, and I really am, if I'm going to bring a 4 power ball on this, I'm going to do that max overpower hook and see how close I can get up there. I'll have to work on that hole. I'll have to continue to see. I'll play that one more time where I go down in there. I really hate to burn those 4 power balls. In this account, the 4 power balls that I have just enough of them to play around. So I really kind of hate to burn those 4 power balls. I'll practice that one more time. With that type of wind, next time I play this, I will shoot the max overpower hook shot and see what that look is down there. I did leave a little bit on the table, but I still didn't leave enough on the table right there for me to get. When I play my short iron, my Hornet, I usually like to play it where I engage just one backspin and get right up to the hole, as opposed to rolling it in. Part of that's because that Hornet its ball guide's just a little short of being able to get that read on where it's going to go. And the Hornet tends to want to roll out a little more. But if you engage backspin, so if you engage a full 1 bar of backspin, you're probably going to end up short. So it's going to be one of those deals where you just have to put like a sliver of backspin just to woe the ball up just a little bit, instead of it rolling out like that. Alright, that was hole number 1 of the Summer Major and Monday's practice round of the Rookie Division. Thanks for watching.